again, guys, back to the movies, and as you can tell from behind me, we are at the exclusive early screening of The Matrix Resurrections. It's the new movie by director Lana Wachowski, courtesy of Warner Brothers and Universal Pictures Australia, who are doing the distribution and publicity. Thank you very much for the invitation. We're just about to head in to check this movie out. In the meantime, hopefully you enjoy the footage. I'll be back after this to let you know my thoughts on the film. Talk soon.
Where are we?
Tokyo. A moving portal makes it harder to track us. Seek is the best of them.
Portal's clean. Reading no shadows.
I don't remember this.
We don't have to run to phone booths anymore either.
Doors on your right.
Set and setting, right?
Oh, no.
It's all about set and setting.
After our first contact went so badly, we thought elements from your past might help ease you into the present.
Nothing comforts anxiety like little nostalgia. We can't see it, but we're all trapped inside these strange repeating loops.
Billions of people just living out their lives, oblivious.
But this is the moment for you to show us what is real.
I remember this.
So deja vu. And yet it's obviously all wrong. Maybe this isn't the story we think it is.
They taught you good, made you believe their world was all you deserved. But some part of you knew that was a lie. Some part of you remembered what was real.
It's so easy to forget how much noise the Matrix pumps into your head. Something else makes the same kind of noise. War.
What happens to Neo? The most important choice in Neo's life. It's not his to make.
She believed in me. It's my turn to believe in her.
Part of me feels like I have been waiting my whole life for you.
If you want to see Trinity again, fight for her!
I saw this in a dream. My dream ended here.
I still know Kung Fu.
Greetings once again, guys. Just got out of the exclusive screening of Matrix Resurrections, courtesy of Warner Brothers Australia and Universal Pictures, who are doing some of the distribution in Australia for the film. My first thoughts. It's quite interesting, definitely entertaining. It's definitely a must-see blockbuster, especially if you are a Matrix fan. Lana Wachowski returns as director without her director sibling who she paired with on the original film from 1999. Can you believe, like 20 years ago? Quite a bit of time has went past, and she returns to the franchise once again. And she does a pretty good job in reimagining and recreating the story world, using the elements that worked from the original trilogy and kind of exploring them further with some reimaginings of different concepts and a way of incorporating how the last 20 years has changed that particular story world. It's quite interesting and unique in that way, and probably does reflect her different mentality and thoughts about the world right now. There is a fair bit of comedy in this movie, which is interesting, and it's kind of ironic and cynical kind of stuff, but it does explore aspects of why they are coming back now to the Matrix franchise for a fourth film. It's quite interesting, but it's a good platform to bounce off, because once they do that, they can then create a new character arc that hasn't been explored yet. We also see the return of Keanu Reeves in the role of Neo, and the return of Carrie-Anne Moss in the role of Trinity. Keanu Reeves, he's so good. He's just so captivating on screen. He's just got this ability to hold your attention. It's quite unique for an actor, especially who's done so many blockbusters, to have that kind of aura and gravitas, and he definitely does that. He's definitely getting better with age with his acting ability, and he's just formidable on screen. I think he's great. Carrie-Anne Moss is really great too. It's great to see them back on screen. There are some familiar faces from the original trilogy, but the big question is Lawrence Fishburne. He doesn't actually feature in this film. I don't think that's really giving anything away, but there is a reimagining of his character. In that kind of particular role is the introduction of Yahya Abdul-Mateen, and you might have seen him in previous films such as Aquaman, where he played Black Manta. I actually prefer him in this film. He's quite good and quite enjoyable to watch, but definitely this movie really is exploring more of a love story, believe it or not, with a interesting technological science fiction kind of undertone with the rest of the film. Other formidable characters, I have to give credit to Jonathan Groff. I've always personally known him as a theatrical performer on Broadway and that sort of thing. He's really good in this. Again, I can't really give away what kind of character he does play, but if you have seen the trailers, you might have a suspicion of who he possibly might be. He's great, he's formidable, and his theatricality is quite good, kind of rivaling Hugo Weaving in some ways with how he theatrically delivers his lines. I think Jonathan Groff is a really good addition to this film. Another interesting character, Jessica Henwick, she plays a character called Bugs. She's quite good too. I can see a lot of future roles for her. She's really interesting. Aside from that, the plot is kind of convoluted. It's kind of complicated, and on the critical end of the spectrum, I'd have to say there is a fair bit of exposition that is used in the dialogue. So it's basically explaining what's going on. Usually that's a cardinal sin with screenwriting. In this, it actually doesn't really affect the narrative drive too much, and it still makes it an enjoyable picture to watch. But there is a fair few concepts that audience members will have to get their head around. I don't think you need to necessarily have watched the previous Matrix films before. If anything, it might actually motivate other people to re-watch the original trilogy. But on the other end, having knowledge of the previous Matrix films does help, because there is some references to it. There is some use of flashbacks in a quite interesting way, and I do like how the film questions what is reality and whether our reality is based off a projection of our mind and our emotions. And it does ask the question about what is really real, and they use science fiction to kind of frame that, but it really does pose some interesting questions about whether we are what we really are, and whether there's something more out there, whether it's in the sci-fi realm or whether in the non-physical kind of realm, which is great questions that not many films or stories explore, and it's probably an essential thing to explore in society today. There is a fair bit of exploration of being controlled by your environment as well, and I think that's a kind of interesting concept right now in society today as well. So there's definitely some interesting plot points that kind of challenge you and make you think about what you've just seen after you've seen the picture. But essentially, all in all, it's a sci-fi picture with the melding of a love story, and that's pretty much what this is. It's definitely enjoyable to watch. It's probably not breaking the ground that the original Matrix film did, but it might be a close second, I guess, out of the franchise so far. But aside from that, I do recommend seeing it. Just probably don't expect it to be better than the original Matrix, but it's an enjoyable film and definitely worth watching. There's some interesting characters in it, and there is some interesting evolution to the story world of the Matrix that would definitely be worth watching, especially if you are a fan of the franchise and sci-fi kind of pictures. And it doesn't hurt to have a bit of a love story in there as well. So aside from that, I'm about to head off. I will see you next time. Catch you at the movies.
Natural. All the explanation you need. Uh-oh. No. No. Whoa. What do you mean, no? You wanted this. You did this. This was your idea.
It was a test. An experiment.
An experiment? You put me in a tiny motor, left me to bang my head till I nearly lost my searching for you as an experiment.
The exit's breaking down.
He hasn't taken the pill.
What? There's no time.
I know, he's having a moment.
Does he know how hard it was to hack that mirror?
Still open.
This can't be real.